Now that the excitement of iOS 26 and the iPhone 17 launch has died down, I thought now would be as good a time as any to get back to what we do best on this channel, and that's tips and tricks videos for the iPhone. So in this video, I'm going to share 10 tips and tricks for your iPhone that I bet you didn't know about. Okay, let's get into it. There's a feature on iPhones that support Apple Intelligence and are running iOS 26, where after you take a screenshot, you'll see two buttons appear at the bottom of the screen, an Ask button in the bottom left and a search button in the bottom right. The Ask button lets you start a conversation with ChatGPT about the screenshot, and the search button lets you run a reverse image search using Google. It's a really useful feature, but what if your iPhone doesn't support Apple Intelligence? The good news is you can still get the same results with a workaround that's almost as quick. First, download both the ChatGPT app and the Google app from the App Store. Just search for them and get them installed on your device. Then, say you're on Instagram and you spot a product that you want to find out more about. Take a screenshot as usual. On a device without Apple Intelligence, you won't see the ChatGPT or Google buttons at the bottom, but you will see the Share button at the top. Tap that, and from the list of available apps, choose either ChatGPT or Google. If you choose ChatGPT, the image will load directly into the app, and you can begin a conversation about whatever's in your screenshot. If you choose Google, you'll be prompted to use Google Lens to run a reverse image search. It's exactly the same functionality that you would get with Apple Intelligence, and it means that you don't need the latest iPhone to start making use of this kind of technology. Did you know that if you receive a message in the Messages app, you can reply to it directly from the lock screen without even opening the app? So here I've received a message, and my phone is showing it as a preview on the lock screen. All I need to do is long press on that preview for a second, and a mini version of the Messages app will pop up along with the keyboard. I can then just type in my reply, hit send, and the message is sent straight away. No need to unlock the phone fully or open the Messages app. Really handy if you just want to quickly fire off a reply without getting too involved with your phone. If you've just picked up an iPhone 17 Pro or 17 Pro Max, and with all the talk lately about how easily these phones can pick up scratches, the first thing you're probably going to want to do is put it in a case. And that's where the guys at dbrand come in. Big thanks to dbrand for sponsoring today's video. Maybe you're like me and you picked up an iPhone 17 Pro Max in that new vibrant orange color. And let's be honest, if you're going to go for a vibrant orange phone, you probably want to show it off. That's where the Ghost case comes in. It's slim, completely clear, and feels like you're still holding the phone itself, only now with protection around the sides and back. Add the Prism screen protector on the front, and you've got full coverage all round. Installing that was super easy, by the way, because dbrand includes a tray in the box that lines everything up perfectly for you. But if you're the kind of person who would much rather max out your protection, that's where the tank case comes in. And the clue is in the name. It's an extremely rugged case built to be dropped, whilst also giving you a seriously grippable design. And the great part is you can customize it too with swappable buttons for the power and volume controls. They've got options like Napalm, Plasma, and Recon, which meant I was able to perfectly match up the orange of my Pro Max with the orange buttons that dbrand offer. So if you've just picked up a new 17 Pro or Pro Max and you want to keep it safe from drops and scratches, check out the link in the description or the pinned comment to get yours. We've had favorite songs in Apple Music for a long time, where you can mark a song as a favorite and it's added straight into your favorite songs playlist. More recently, you've also been able to favorite albums and playlists. Well, in Music on iOS 26, you can now pin items so they appear right at the top of your library. To do this, just long press on anything that you want to pin until the contextual menu appears, then choose Pin. You can do this with albums, songs, playlists, or even artists, which will give you quick access to that artist's page. To view all your pinned content, tap Library at the bottom of the Music app, and you'll see everything that you pinned right at the top. To unpin something, long press again and choose Unpin, and it will be removed from that section. In the Files app, when you tap on a file like a PDF, it will usually open in the default app. On iOS 26, that's now the new Preview app, which is excellent for viewing documents. But if you have more than one app that can open a file and you want to use something else, don't just tap on it. Instead, long press for a second, then tap Open With. You'll see a list of apps on your device that can handle that file, and you can pick whichever you like. That's great if it's just a one-off. If you'd rather make a different app the default for that file type, long press on the file again and choose Get Info. Here you'll see a field labeled Always Open With. On my iPhone, PDFs are set to open with Preview, but if I tap into that, I can select another app from the list. Once I've chosen, I just press the blue tick in the top right corner. From then on, whenever I tap on a PDF in Files, it will open in the app that I selected. And this isn't just for PDFs, you can do this with all types of file types. If you know someone has sent you a link in the Messages app, but you can't find it by scrolling through the conversation, there is a much quicker way. Open the chat with that person and tap on their name at the top of the screen. Just below the contact buttons, you'll see an option called Links. Tap on that and you'll see every link that person has shared with you. From here, just scroll through until you find the one that you're looking for. When you do, tap it and the link will open straight away in Safari or your default browser. And you can take this a step further. If you long press on a link, you'll see an option called Show in Conversation. Tap that and you'll jump straight to the exact part of your chat where that link was originally shared. This works with photos too. Just go into the Photos tab instead of the Links tab. If you ever watch videos like this and wonder how you'll remember it all, I've created iPhone Essentials Plus. It's my own dedicated training portal with over 150 step-by-step lessons, each with a short video, screenshots, and a downloadable guide. You can learn at your own pace, jump straight to what you need with search, and every future update is included with a one-time purchase. Just scan the QR code or use the link below. Let's say that you're trying to log into your home Wi-Fi on another device, like a smart TV. You can access your Wi-Fi password from the Passwords app, and there's a better way to view it too. Open the Passwords app and choose Wi-Fi. The network that you're currently connected to should appear at the top, but this will also work with any network that you've connected to before. Tap into it, and if you tap on the password field, your password will be displayed. But if you long press on the password field, you'll see an option called Show in Large Type. Tap on that, and the password will be displayed in a much easier to read view. Numbers, lowercase letters, uppercase letters, and symbols are all shown in different colors, making it easy to figure out what your password is, which is really useful when you're having to type it into something like a smart TV. You might have noticed that there isn't an easy way to create a reminder from an email in the Reminders app, and that's because the Mail app doesn't give you a direct option to share an email into Reminders. If you hit Reply, you only get the usual options for replying or forwarding, and if you long press on an email, there is no option in the menu to share it. Because of that, there isn't a straightforward way to move an email from Mail into Reminders, which is what you'd need to create a proper reminder for it. But there is a simple workaround. Open the email that you want to create a reminder about, then long press on any of the text. This could be a single word, or if you prefer, you can select a sentence or even a longer passage. When the contextual menu appears, tap the right arrow, then choose Share. You'll now see the share sheet for the text that you selected, and from there, you can choose Reminders. You can then create a reminder about that email, and the reminder will include a link back to the email itself. That means that when you're in Reminders, you can tap the little mail icon and it will take you straight back to the original email. In the Photos app, if you select a number of photos and then tap the share button in the bottom left, you'll see a new option called Create Photo Shuffle Wallpaper. Tap on this and your iPhone will go into the wallpaper preview mode. From here, you can confirm your choice and a photo shuffle wallpaper will be created using all the photos that you selected. In the Maps app, you might have noticed a small tile in the top left corner showing the current temperature and air quality index for the area that you're viewing. If you long press on that tile, a larger card will appear in the center of the screen with much more detail. You'll see the high and low temperatures, the current air quality index, and the forecast for the next few hours in that location. And if you want even more information, just tap on the expanded card and you'll be taken straight to the full weather page for that area. In the Camera app, you can now choose which indicators are visible on screen while you're shooting. Go into Settings, scroll down and choose Camera, then scroll down to the Composition section. Here you'll find an option called Indicators. Tap into it and you can enable or disable indicators for flash and live photo when you're in photo mode, and action mode and dual capture when you're in video mode, assuming that your phone supports dual capture. For example, if you switch them all on and then open the Camera app, you'll see action mode and dual capture appear at the top of the screen in video mode next to the menu button. If you go back into Settings and switch them off, those indicators disappear. You can still access all of these features by pressing the menu button in the top right corner, This is just about choosing what's most useful to you, depending on how cluttered you want your viewfinder to be. Personally, I never really use action mode, but I do like dual capture, so I leave that one enabled in video. I also rarely use live photo or flash in photo mode, so I keep those off, but you can set this up however works best for you. So there you go, that was 10 tips and tricks for the iPhone that I reckon most iPhone owners have no idea about. What about you? Were any of these tips brand new to you? Or are there any tips that you think I should have included but didn't? Drop me a comment and let me know. And as ever, if you found this video useful, do please consider leaving me a like and subscribing to my channel for more content like this in the future. See you on the next video.